path of deprogramming is paved. That is why one experience resembles the other. They are often similar steps, like encountering new age material or different conspiracy theories, or theories questioning the controlled official mainstream narratives. And that's when you look back, it doesn't feel as special as it did when you were experiencing it. But at the same time, these steps cannot really be skipped, because that's the way you find your way through this maze matrix. And that's very complex, because now I'm not researching the same thing as I did, that I was fascinated about when I was reading about conspiracies or narratives going counter the official mainstream ones. And it's just not the same way I'm spending my time. And it at its purpose, but they are also their own rabbit holes. And you can certainly lose yourself for a time in them, as you can lose yourself a lot in different handlers in your life. That is for sure. But it is like when you encounter the concept of narcissism, and you realize what happened to you is quite textbook. Well, it is a little bit the same for the deprogramming process. What is called sometimes awakening, it's also about deprogramming. But the more you deprogram, the more you are free to be yourself and be less engaged in the engineered life that is written for you. And an engineered life can be pretty entertaining. Look at the life of some celebrities. You have to look who is around. How is the darkness getting in? Whatever they are creating through the association they are making, because no one is an island. You always in some types of relationships, no matter how much you are cutting the toxic ties, you always are in some types of relationships, whether they are business relationships, family relationships. Those you can limit for sure, but relationships with people who are targeting you from different systems like the administration or the government, where if you want peace of mind, you might have to work on finding solution and be accountable, and meaning rising to full responsibility and take back the control of your creation. That's not what the media are selling us about celebrities. They are selling the surface stories of what's happening, but in the experience that the real one having, it's a different story. Your engineer life can be about, becoming a YouTube influencer, yes, leading or misleading sometimes, most of the time, with channels that get promoted by the algorithm because they are serving certain agendas and purposes. So that becomes your life. That becomes the way you spend your time, what your lives resolve around. And it feels like your creation, but it's not your creation. You are trapped by what you think is your creation. You end up being enslaved by it, or by other projects, like be enslaved by a lot of different things or relationships. with material and physical or being as well. But the engineered lives can have many colors. It can be anything. It can be as diverse as any idea, because the matrix is everywhere around. It's in every field. It's the designs and the codes of this realm. And you cannot escape the codes. You have to play along with them and find your way through them. Anything that you are not creating yourself on your own can be infiltrated. Opening a shop where you need employees and co-workers, it's only going to be the reflect of the unintegrated subconscious programming you've been imprinted with to better control your life. Many becomes entrapped by their own creation. That's how it goes very often. It starts with an idea and a dream, and the matrix works on just creating entrapment through these avenues. That is why walking in nature can be so beneficial for us, because it's a space where we can declutter our mind, and especially if we are alone, so where there is no talking and everyone can have their own process in this nature space, then it's a space where sometimes you can hear yourself again. You can process certain things come and reminisce to you. You remember them, you can put words into them. But if your mind is cluttered by the process of other people, or other people are reaching you through your phone and messaging while you are walking, it is going to be more challenging for you to access this space of healing and processing, the deep stuff of this life. That is one of the reasons why we have handlers around. It is because they just generally clutter the space of your mind, and therefore many processes can never be born. And here you have so many original spark who have no space to even think about what they would like to create. There's not even space for them to become aware of what it is, where to start, or the programming keep them in lower level of creation. Some produce a lot of things, a lot of content online, for example, but they are kept within so much programming that it doesn't really matter how much they're gonna produce, because it is not going beyond a certain point. Therefore, it's of no danger. It has no deprogramming activation power. It is mainly surface levels of our existence here, buying into much of the engineering and many of the false stories, therefore promoting many of the agendas at play here. And I could record this, and it's been 10 days we hadn't found a forest space, only flat, kind of desertic landscape, and just the benefits of the forest space can provide great inspiration sometimes.